Guys, Bipolar Barbie here. I don't know if my drink bottle's in the way. I'm pretty anxious right now. Why am I anxious? Well, I'm selling my car. And I know it might not seem like a big deal, but for someone that deliberately has no Facebook friends, and the only reason I have my Facebook account is for my Bipolar Barbie stuff, and even then I don't want to have Facebook because Facebook sucks. And I mean, with all the shit that's going on at the moment, I'm so tempted just to delete Facebook and Snapchat because I just can't handle using them and all that they stand for and just the way that they've gone. If I had my way, I would just be like, fuck you, Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerfucker, and you can just go suck a big one. But then at the same time, it's like, well, he owns like Instagram, so I really can't complain about that. But what I'm trying to say is that my answering machine on my phone is like, hey, just kidding, I don't answer my phone, and don't bother leaving a message because I'll never get back to you. And I change my number every like couple of months because I don't want to be contactable. I don't want people to invade my personal space because it's very nerve-wracking. It's very anxiety-provoking. So to have to sell my car, which means putting advertisements out there on different social networks and advertising companies, and to have to then be contactable is scary. Not to mention just writing up the ads is completely and utterly terrifying. And I just don't like the idea of strangers being able to get a hold of me. And my heart is just beating out of my goddamn chest. And it's really frustrating because I was having this discussion with my parents who were really pushing me to sell the car because whatever, but I was like, I can't do this. I want to, but I just need you to understand how much this makes me want to cry. Not just because of how terrifying it is, but because I feel like this is something that should be really easy, and it's not. And it just reminds me of how much anxiety really does have control of my life. And I don't like to be out of control. So it's not just about the physical symptoms that I feel, like the sweating and the shaking and the crying and the panic and the heart palpitations and the shortness of breath and the knots in my stomach and the diarrhea and nausea and feeling like I'm going to vomit and I can't breathe. And I think the worst part about this type of anxiety is it's like it's an ongoing state of panic, which is slightly different to a panic attack because you're just below that level of panic attack, and then it doesn't sort of explode, but you kind of stay there on the verge of panic. And I did it. I posted the ads. It was really hard, and I did it. And the thought of people contacting me is terrifying me, but I think what really annoys me the most is that it is going to affect my night. It is going to affect me until I sell the car. It makes me feel weak. It makes my brain feel scrambled. And I just wanted someone to know what it's like, and that if you suffer this level of anxiety, social anxiety, general anxiety, some sort of phobia, I want you to know that it is real, and you shouldn't have to feel guilty about it or be judged in the way that I felt like I was judged today, because that, I think, is what sucks the most. The lack of understanding about anxiety and the way that people don't take it seriously. And I know that it just sounds stupid and it's on something so trivial, but thinking about how trivial it is and forcing myself just to get over it is not going to work, because I can't. Yes, I'm gonna have to sit with it. No, I don't want to be like this, and I don't want it to feel like this, but I just want you guys to know that it is right now, and that is the reality of having an anxiety disorder. And the longer you have it, the longer it goes untreated, then the further you will withdraw and avoid things that make you anxious. But unfortunately, when everything makes you anxious, then eventually you will just stop living. And I got to that place last year where I just wouldn't leave my house, and even now I'm still really reluctant to leave my house, to make phone calls, to be contacted. I've just started opening letters again. Just doing those really simple tasks is completely and utterly terrifying. I am more scared right now than I was when that snake was in my room today. But I'll get through it. I will. Wow. Anxiety sucks balls, guys. It does.